Welcome to my channel Techify with Adil. So today in this video we will be discussing about the tags and the purpose of it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe, share and like. You can watch the Azure Fundamentals playlist if you like to do the certification, or if you like to improve your knowledge on Azure Cloud Computing, you can watch all my videos on the Azure Fundamentals playlist. As your cloud usage grows, it's increasingly important to stay organized. A good organization strategy helps you understand your cloud usage and can help you manage cost. So one way to organize related resources is to place them in their own subscription. You can also use resource groups to manage related resources. Resource tags are another way to organize resources. Tags provide extra information or metadata about your resources. This metadata is useful for resource management, then cost management, operation management, security, governance and regulation compliance, workload optimization and automations. So we'll see one by one. Tags enable you to locate and act on resources that are associated with specific workloads, environments, business units and owners. So you can tag the resources, and by that you can group them into business unit or owners or environments. So say if we have a department, sales department, you can tag all the resources that's related to the sales department the same tag, so that you know any resources with this tag is the resources for the sales department. So cost management and optimization. Tags enable you to group resources so that you can report on costs, allocate internal cost centers, track budget and forecast estimated cost. So you can know what are the resources, how much does that cost, and based on the tag you know which department is going to incur the cost. So you'll be able to easily estimate or forecast the cost for that department by the resources they are using. Operation management. To enable you to group resources according to how critical their availability is to your business. This grouping helps you to formulate SLAs, and SLA is an uptime for performance guarantee between you and your users. Next, the security. Tag enables you to classify data by its security level, such as public or confidential. Governance and regulatory compliance. Tags enable you to identify resources that align with the governance of regulatory compliance requirements, such as ISO 27001. Tags can also be part of your standards enforcement efforts. For example, you might require all resources to be tagged with the owner or department name. So workload optimization and automation. So tags can help you visualize all of the resources that participate in complex deployments. For example, you might tag a resource with its associated workload or application name and use software such as Azure DevOps or to perform automated tasks on those resources. So how to manage the resource tags. So you can add, modify or delete resource tags through Windows PowerShell, Azure CLI and Azure Resource Manager template and REST API, or also the Azure portal. So you can use Azure policy to enforce tagging rules and conventions. So for example, you can require that certain tags be added to new resources as they are provisioned. So you can create a policy so that any new resource is been created, then the certain tag has to be applied to that resource. You can also define rules that reapply tags that have been removed. Like if you tag has been deleted or removed from resources, we can have a policy that every resources must have this tag, so that if once removed it will be reapplied also. So resources don't inherit tags from subscriptions and resource group. This is one of the important thing you will have when you're doing certifications, right? You will have questions like this particular resource, this particular subscription has a tag, say example tag 1, then there is a resource group created under the subscription, and the resource group has these resources, say the VM1 VM2. Then the question will be like, what are the tags that will be VM1 and VM2 will have. So you will have to follow the logic, how the tags functions, then you should be able to get the answer of that. So resource don't inherit from subscription and resource groups, meaning okay, if a resource group or if a subscription having a tag, so it's not being inherited, and not have those tags automatically show up at the different level, allowing you to create custom tagging schemes that change depending on the level. So if you have a tag on the resource group or on the subscription, it's not being inherited. So the next level of resources, the tags has to be unique, so only you create the tag or tag that resources particularly, it will not inherit. So a resource tag consists of a name and a value. So you can assign one or more tags to each Azure resource. Keep in mind that you don't need to enforce that a specific tag is present on all of your resources. For example, you might decide that only mission critical resources have a impact tag, and all non-tagged resources would then not be considered as mission critical. So it's not necessary that all the resources in a resource group or a subscription must have a tag. So only for required resources you can tag it. The if you don't want to tag a resources, then you can just leave it. So here you can see a screenshot of that, like app name, the name of the application, resource is part of, like, then cost center, then owner, the value will be name of the business owner's responsibility, like environment, that value will be production, development or testing or UAT. Impact, how important the resource is to business operations, such as mission critical, high impact and low impact. So if you have the tags with these names, then the value can be as of detailing that name.